Some men are remembered for years, while others are forgotten in weeks. The difference isn't looks, money, or luck. It's behavior, and most men never realize which ones actually matter. Two men can walk into the same room, say similar things, and show the same level of interest. One leaves a lasting impression. The other disappears from memory almost immediately. And the reason has nothing to do with height, status, or how smooth his words sound. It comes down to how he carries himself under pressure, how he responds when things don't go perfectly, and how he makes people feel in his presence. Most men are taught to focus on surface-level traits. Say the right thing. Do more. Try harder. Impress. But effort without self-control is invisible. Over-explaining, chasing validation, and reacting emotionally don't create connection. They signal insecurity. People may notice it in the moment, but they don't respect it long enough to remember it. What actually sticks is emotional discipline. Calm behavior when there's tension. Confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. The ability to stay grounded when attention is uncertain. These behaviors create a sense of stability, and stability is rare. When someone feels calm around you, when they feel understood without being overwhelmed, that experience lingers. Unforgettable men don't force attention. They don't rush outcomes. They don't try to prove their value. Their behavior communicates it naturally. And once you understand this, you stop playing the wrong game and start showing up in a way people don't forget. Two men can say the same words, show the same interest, and make the same effort. On the surface, there's no obvious difference between them. But after the interaction ends, one of them stays in her mind, while the other barely registers. This gap isn't accidental, and it isn't about charm or clever lines. It comes from how each man manages himself in the moment. Most men believe the solution is to increase effort. They talk more, text more, explain more, and try to control how they're perceived. When there's silence, they fill it. When there's uncertainty, they rush to fix it. When they feel tension, they react emotionally. What they don't realize is that this behavior doesn't create connection. It creates noise, and noise is easy to forget. Chasing validation signals that your emotional state depends on someone else's response. Explaining yourself too much shows a lack of inner certainty. Over-communicating reveals anxiety, not interest. These habits don't make a man stand out. They flatten him into the background because there's nothing solid for others to hold on to emotionally. Stoic philosophy takes a completely different approach. It teaches that your power comes from self-command, not persuasion. You don't need to force impressions when your presence is steady. People respond to emotional regulation long before they respond to words. Calm, measured behavior communicates confidence without trying. It tells others that you're comfortable with yourself and not dependent on their approval. What people ultimately remember isn't the conversation itself, but the emotional atmosphere you created. Did you feel grounded or reactive? Did you bring clarity or tension? Did your presence feel stable or uncertain? These are the signals that shape memory. And that's what this video is about. Not tricks, not performance, but the specific behaviors that quietly separate men who are easy to forget from men who leave a lasting emotional imprint. Behavior number 1 is emotional control, and this is where most men lose without realizing it. Unforgettable men don't react impulsively because they don't let emotions run the interaction. When tension shows up, they don't rush to fix it. When silence appears, they don't panic and start talking just to fill space. When uncertainty enters the picture, they don't try to regain control through pressure or reassurance. They stay steady. Epictetus made this clear centuries ago. You don't control people, outcomes, or timing. You only control your response. And the man who can stay composed when others feel uncertain automatically stands out. Emotional control communicates strength without saying a word. It tells people you're not easily shaken, and that sense of stability is rare. Behavior number 2 is calm confidence. This is often misunderstood. Calm confidence is not dominance, volume, or bravado. It's not trying to prove anything. It's the absence of urgency. Loud confidence seeks attention. Performative confidence needs validation. Calm confidence doesn't need either. Psychology consistently shows that emotional stability signals safety and leadership. People trust those who don't emotionally spike under pressure. Think about it honestly. When something doesn't go your way, how do you respond? Do you tighten up, explain yourself, or push harder? Or do you stay grounded and let things unfold? That difference is felt immediately, even if it's never verbalized. Behavior number 3 is choosing purpose over approval. Men who live for approval shape themselves around reactions. They adjust, appease, and second-guess constantly. Over time, this makes them predictable and emotionally transparent. There's no mystery, no weight. Men who live with direction move differently. They don't bend their values to be liked. They don't chase agreement. Marcus Aurelius warned against tying your worth to external opinions because the moment you do, you lose control of yourself. Purpose-driven men don't need constant affirmation. That independence creates attraction because it signals self-respect. People are drawn to those who know where they're going, even if they don't announce it. Behavior number 4 is restraint, and this one separates emotionally mature men from the rest very quickly. Unforgettable men don't overshare their thoughts, feelings, or intentions too early. They don't dump emotions to create closeness. They understand that depth develops over time, not through emotional flooding. Oversharing often comes from anxiety, not honesty. Chasing attention through constant availability or excessive communication kills curiosity. Restraint, when used correctly, creates space. Silence isn't awkward when it's intentional. It allows others to lean in instead of pulling away. Depth isn't created by saying everything. It's created by knowing when not to. Behavior number 5 is consistency, and this is where trust is built. Not intensity, not dramatic gestures. Consistency. Being emotionally stable today, tomorrow, and next month matters more than a single impressive moment. Anyone can be confident on a good day. Unforgettable men are steady on ordinary days. Their reactions don't swing wildly based on mood or circumstance. This reliability creates emotional safety, and emotional safety is what stays in memory long after excitement fades. People remember how predictable your calm was, not how intense your effort felt. So pause for a moment and reflect. Which of these behaviors do you see missing most often? Emotional control, calm confidence, purpose, restraint, or consistency? Most men don't struggle because they lack potential. They struggle because no one ever taught them which behaviors actually matter. Here's how you apply this starting today, not in theory, not someday, but in real situations where it actually matters. First, pause before reacting. This sounds simple, but it's the hardest habit to build because emotion wants speed. The moment something feels uncertain, disrespectful, or uncomfortable, most men react automatically. They explain. They defend. They push back. They try to regain control. Instead, create a gap. When emotion rises, do nothing for a moment. Breathe. Let the impulse pass. That pause changes everything. It prevents you from saying things you don't mean, revealing insecurity, or giving away emotional control. Over time, people start to experience you as steady, grounded, and hard to shake. That single habit quietly rewires how others perceive you. Second, simplify your communication. Most men say too much because they think clarity comes from explanation. In reality, confidence comes from restraint. Say what needs to be said, then stop. Don't justify. Don't over-contextualize. Don't chase understanding. When your words are intentional and limited, they carry more weight. People listen more closely. Silence stops feeling awkward and starts feeling intentional. Let your tone, posture, and calm presence do the work that extra words never could. Saying less doesn't make you invisible. It makes you harder to read, and that creates depth. Third, build one daily Stoic habit. Not 10. Not a complicated routine. One habit that strengthens self-command. This could be daily reflection, where you review your reactions and ask where emotion controlled you. It could be discipline, doing something small each day that reinforces control over comfort. Or it could be emotional restraint, consciously choosing not to react when you feel triggered. These practices don't look impressive from the outside, but they compound internally. Small acts of control practice daily build a level of calm most people never develop. This is where the transformation happens. When you stop chasing attention, your presence gains weight. When you're no longer trying to manage how others feel about you, people start feeling more around you. When you master your emotional responses, interactions slow down. Conversations deepen. tension loses its power over you. People don't remember the exact words you used, but they remember how calm they felt in your presence, how grounded the interaction felt, how different it was from the usual emotional noise. That calm becomes unforgettable because it's rare. Most people are reactive. Most people are emotionally exposed. Most people need reassurance. When you're not, you stand out without trying. If this shifted how you see yourself and your behavior, subscribe for daily Stoic mastery. This channel is about emotional control, clarity, and quiet confidence that lasts. Share this with someone who needs stability, self-respect, and direction in their life. And remember this clearly. When you control your mind, you stop being pushed around by emotion. And when you control your mind, you control how the world responds to you.